My name is Ross Miner. I'm completely blind and I am an accessibility advocate and consultant, and I'm a gamer.
My name is Garrett Flynn. I'm a co-founder of Brains at Play, and I'm an ally.
I grew up playing ever since I can really remember. Back then I really played it just for the entertainment. These days I play it more for the social aspect and being able to take part in a larger group.
In terms of connecting with my friends over games, it really expanded my social network because I had one friend that I played with, and then we suddenly had a whole party of people that were playing the same game together. So that just kind of broadened my social sphere in general.
I was blinded from a gunshot when I was 8. My mother was divorcing my father, and as an act of retaliation to hurt my mother as much as possible, he shot me in my sleep, shot and killed my brother in his sleep, and then committed suicide. And so I pretty much went to sleep with sight and woke up in a hospital bed blind. After I went blind, I quickly realized that I was no longer able to play video games, but that still didn't stop me from still booting up my 64, booting up my PS2 or my Game Boy, and just hearing the sounds of the video games. And I remember I was in the hospital and I was playing with my Game Boy, and I decided to load up Pokemon, and I learned that I could play it through all the sound cues alone. It's not impossible for a person with disability to play video games.
The concept of no handicap to me is really interesting because you can take it in two ways. One is that we're trying to minimize the amount of handicap that somebody has experienced. When they have a lack of ability to do something, we want to restore that. And we want to give them the capacity to live and do daily activities. But the other side that you can see that is there already is no handicap, and to support and foster the strengths that an individual already has. For the past 2 years, I've helped run the BCI Game Jam with the University of Calgary's BCI for Kids program. Something about brain systems that's really interesting is, we all have a brain. And so the more that we tap into brains as a control system, the more that we can make tools for everybody. It's a really great group that builds brain-controlled games for kids with cerebral palsy. What the intention was there is that you could have 2 of the kids with cerebral palsy play together, and then this year was Minigame Madness. This is using non-invasive electroencephalography or EEG devices, and that allows the kids to really engage meaningfully with the game. They've seen a lot of enjoyment out of the kids just for being able to play with their peers.
A lot of the times I play video games for escapism, to not feel like I'm blind in many other facets of my life. So being able to play a video game, putting me on an even playing field, does encapsulate the feeling of having no handicap.
For me, the most interesting development that we could see in this space is instead of having somebody who's getting publicity for using this device as an abled person, we instead have an ethos of sharing this technology, open sourcing it, making it able to be downloaded and used by anybody with internet access.
Eventually, I kind of came to the conclusion, I was like, I have this lived experience of gaming the majority of my life blind. I almost need to become part of the solution instead of just hoping that something will change. But yeah, a lot of different accessibility mods out there. And if anyone is interested, you can check out the Disabled Gamers subreddit on Reddit. I have a wiki that I've created with a lot of resources.
Alright, no crazy stuff. We got this, bro. Remember, we start doing really good, Whiplash gets mad. We can easily get a Whiplash's head.
With the view.
I have such a respect for gaming because my hands were born completely closed. They said I wasn't going to be able to talk. They said I wasn't going to be able to see. They said I wasn't going to be able to use my hands. My mother got this idea when learning about cerebral palsy, so she bought me an Atari at 3 years old. She'd put that controller in my hand and made me go up, down, left, right, up, down, left, right. And once I was doing that, she'd let me play Pac-Man for 2 hours a day. And as controllers progressed and gaming progressed, my hands progressed, and now I have 80% of use of my hands. You see so many people in the streaming and gaming industry doing esports, and how esports has been making gaming a big thing. The problem is people with disabilities don't have an esports player to look up to, and I'm trying to break that barrier, whether it's to get a team together of disabled gamers taking on able-bodied people, or how Logitech